Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I'd really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you can see it and you can purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. Today, we're discussing a model released at Basel 2013, and even today in 19, this is one of the smartest travel watches you will ever encounter. It's the Oris Big Crown ProPilot Worldtimer. Not a Worldtimer in the conventional sense of displaying 24 concurrent time zones, but rather a world wanderer's watch that is the most convenient and clever way to display and set two time zones. The 44 millimeters in stainless steel, you can see on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, it's a broad watch. It is not a thick watch, it's 13.4 millimeters thick, so it appears to be essentially broad and flat. Lug to lug, 53.8 millimeters is the span, and the spacing between the lugs is 22 millimeters, so it has a nice contemporary stanced and broad lug spacing to give it a solid footing and security on the wrist. It looks modern, it feels secure. The watch has a rather Rolex Oyster inspired bracelet. As you can see, mostly of satin finish. The watch has only a few flourishes of polish. Every single facet of the bracelet is of satin finish, and that's tasteful given the size of the timepiece. You can see there are broad gaps on the underside to avoid pinching skin or pulling hair, and there are some anchoring points built into the clasp so you can change its stationing. By changing the anchoring point using a strap tool, you have the ability to fine-tune the fit. You can see because Oris put its money into the movement, we'll talk about that in a moment, conventional bars are used to retain the removable links. There is a trigger release system. You can see it's an interesting single-sided trigger, and there is a machined swing arm. So this is a very solid and redoubtable clasp. It inspires confidence on the wrist, and it's nicely made. Likewise, all of satin finish. Jumping back to the case, you can see the namesake Big Crown, a little bit vintage inspired. I appreciate the fact that there are no crown guards here. They're generally unneeded and they tend to minimize your access to the crown. Now the crown itself is a screw down. The watch is 100 meters water resistant. So this is really the ultimate all-around sports watch. And you can see in profile that the bezel has been sunken into the plane of the lugs so that the watch overall can be a bit thinner rather than having the bezel on top of the lugs. They sweep upward and then there's a sort of countersink of the bezel down below the plane of the lugs, giving the lugs a big, broad and full form, but without making the watch unduly thick. You'll also appreciate the fact that there's a little bit of a slash cut to the bezel, and there's a reason for that. This is a functional component of the movement. And you can see how just by indexing the bezel, I am able to change the local time zone. I can also use that local time hour to drive the date forward or backwards. So if I'm crossing the international date line, I'll have no issue changing my locality and the date in my locality. Now, the watch also features stop seconds when you pull the crown out all the way and a quick set. So despite the fact that you can move everything in sync to drive the date, drive only the local hour to drive the date, you also have that third option with the quick set for the date. There's a countersink to the register for the constant seconds with a little bit of orange varnish, and you can see that everything is a no-nonsense instrument style with a matte black base and a white on black instrument style font that is high visibility. There will be a loom shot, it will be excellent. The case back shows you the base caliber, which is an ETA 28362, which is essentially a complicated version of the 28242. The movement here is known as the Oris 690, and there's actually a basis for that, as the movement has been substantially modified to incorporate the Oris complication module. There's a lot of Oris original engineering in this watch. 30 joules, automatic winding bidirectional winding, 38-hour power reserve, stop seconds, quick set, dual time. You can see there's a little AM/PM indicator that's transitioning from day to night. Day is orange, night is black, so you have that AM/PM distinction. And then the watch is all 100 meters water resistant thanks to the screw down crown, everything beating away at 28,800 vibrations per hour. It's not an artisanal movement, and Oris doesn't pretend it is, but it is kind of fun to be able to see the heartbeat just as you can hear the heartbeat of a mechanical watch. The bracelet's solid, the watch is comfortable, the complication is clever and useful, and again, being one that is loomed, automatic, travel time, and highly water resistant, this is an all-arounder ideal for wherever you are and whatever you do. See it and make it yours on the Watchbox. Oris Big Crown ProPilot Worldtimer. You can see that both of the time dials are fully loomed.